Imagine this: a 10-year-old boy performs Shakespeare on the crowded streets of London. He smiles, he bows, the applause is real. But once the crowd disperses and the lights fade, the curtain doesn't close, it crashes. Because the final act isn't praise, it's pain. People walking by begin to slow down. A boy in a tattered costume stands on an old milk crate, reciting Hamlet with a voice far too tired for his age. To be or not to be? That is the question. His name is Marlon, a 10-year-old black boy with weary eyes and a soul far older than his frame. As the applause dies down, coins clatter into the small box at his feet. He bows, hands clasped like a seasoned actor. Suddenly, a man storms through the dispersing crowd. Ragged coat, clenched fists, clenched jaw. He leans down toward the boy, his voice low and poisonous. "You're 3 minutes late. How much did you get?" Marlon reaches into his pocket and hands over the coins. It's not enough. A loud slap breaks the air. Marlon collapses onto the pavement. His lip splits. A few passers-by flinch, but nobody interferes. That's when she steps forward. Billie Eilish. She removes her cap and locks eyes with the man. "What the hell do you think you're doing?" The man scoffs, glancing at the boy. "He's my son. Just training. Theater discipline." Billie's voice hardens. "This isn't theater. This is trauma." She kneels beside Marlon. He trembles, blood trickling from his lip. Yet his eyes still flicker with something. Resilience. "What's your name?" He doesn't answer, just lowers his head. Billie's eyes begin to water. She turns to her manager. "We're not leaving. We're staying with this boy." The father mutters something under his breath and disappears into the crowd. Marlon looks up and gently takes Billie's hand. In that silence, something unspoken begins. The next morning, Billie returns to the same square. Marlon is performing again. This time, Macbeth. Tomorrow and tomorrow and tomorrow. But his voice is hoarse, his movements are stiff, there are bruises under his eyes, scratches on his arms. The crowd claps, but Billie sees through the performance. She sees the fear behind the bow. As the show ends, she approaches. She offers him a sandwich, quietly. He takes it, whispering a soft thank you. "Does this happen every day?" "The violence? Sometimes worse. But my mom's sick. She can't move. The meds are expensive. If I don't earn money, she gets nothing." Billie's fists clench. "Your mom? At home. Cancer. She's getting weaker every day." There's a silence. Billie takes a breath, measured, but filled with rage. "Can you take me to her? Please, I swear I just want to help." Marlon hesitates, then nods. Billie gently takes his hand. The two of them quietly walk away, leaving behind a world of applause for something far more important. At the edge of the city, they arrive at a basement flat. The air is thick with mold. The walls are wet. On a mattress lies a frail, bald woman. Marlon steps forward and smiles. "Mom, this is Billie. She really came." That night, Billie can't sleep. Marlon's silent scream still echoes in her ears. Before the sun rises, she returns to the square. Same place, same scene. There he is, Marlon, standing once again in that old costume, trying to bring Macbeth to life. His voice, however, is barely there. Tomorrow and tomorrow and tomorrow. The bags under his eyes are darker now. His shoulders slump with every line. The words come from his mouth, but not his heart. People clap again. Coins fall into the box. But this time, someone walks forward, not to give money, but to give care. Billie makes her way through the crowd. As the performance ends, she approaches and gently hands him a sandwich and a bottle of water. Marlon glances at her, then accepts them. Maybe out of hunger, maybe out of trust. He nods without saying a word. She kneels, bringing her eyes level with his. "Do you go through this every single day?" "Most days. Some days it's a slap. Other days, it's a kick. But that's not the worst part." "Then what is?" "My mom. She's lying at home. No hair. In pain all the time. Dad says if I don't bring money, there's no medicine. So, I have to earn. No choice." Billie's lips tremble. The fire inside her burns hot. But not with anger now. It's something else. The desperate need to protect. "Tell me where your mom is, Marlon. I swear I'm not leaving you here. This stage won't be your prison anymore." That same night, Billie acts. She brings along a trusted representative from a children's charity and a social worker. They follow the directions Marlon gave. It's not hard to find. A crumbling basement beneath a building that looks abandoned. The walls are damp, the windows boarded. The silence, heavy. They knock. Coughing comes from inside. As they step in, they find a woman lying on a thin mattress on the floor, barely breathing. Her head is wrapped in a scarf. Her skin is pale, her breathing shallow. Marlon rushes over and holds her hand. "Mom, I made 7 pounds today. Maybe we can buy that syrup, the one that helps your pain." The woman tries to smile, but her eyes fill with tears. When Billie enters, the woman panics. "Please, don't hurt my son. We didn't tell anyone. No one knows. I'm Billie," she says softly. "I'm not here to hurt you. I'm here to help." Your son whispered the most powerful line I've ever heard. Right there in the street, the mother's eyes well up. Billie kneels and holds her hand. Your son isn't just talented, he's extraordinary. But life is testing him, not on stage, but on the sidewalk. I want to rewrite his story. The next morning, Billie shares the full story online. A short video opens with Marlon reciting Shakespeare. Then, reality crashes in. The bruises, the poverty, the hospital bed at home. The video goes viral. Thousands share it. Millions watch. Let Marlon Shine becomes a global trend. Marlon is no longer just a boy performing in the streets. He becomes a symbol, a voice for children who've never had one. In the heart of London, a small yet historic theater glows under the evening lights. The stage is hushed. Backstage, whispers of nervous excitement ripple through the darkness. Audience members take their seats, some with curiosity, others already in tears. In the front row sits Billie Eilish, her gaze fixed forward. Beside her, holding her hand, is a frail woman with tired eyes but a soft smile. It's Marlon's mother. The voice over the loudspeaker echoes. And now, our young Hamlet, writing his own story, Marlon Harper. The curtain lifts. A single spotlight lands on center stage, where a 10-year-old boy stands still. Marlon, dressed in a perfectly fitted costume, his spine straight, his hands calm. But what strikes most is his face, no longer afraid, but full of quiet strength. He lifts his chin ever so slightly and speaks. To be or not to be? That is the question. This time, the words aren't recited from memory for coins. They rise from the soul of a child who once survived behind bruises and silence. Every line cuts deeper. Every breath carries the weight of battles no one should ever fight. In the crowd, hearts ache. Some cry. And Billie, she doesn't look away. Tears trail down her cheeks, but this time they carry relief. Marlon owns the stage now, not as a street performer, but as a symbol, a reminder that voices can rise from the shadows, and some of the greatest stories are hidden in forgotten corners. When the performance ends, the audience erupts, not with applause, but with thunderous gratitude. This isn't just a standing ovation. It's a moment of collective reckoning for what was lost and what was reclaimed. Outside the theater, journalists push microphones forward. "Billie, why did you bring Marlon's story to the stage?" She pauses, smiles gently, her voice calm, unwavering. "Because children aren't born just to be seen. They're born to be heard, and sometimes the loudest truths come from the quietest streets." Back on stage, Marlon turns to look at Billie. They meet eyes. He doesn't speak. He doesn't need to. He nods, because now his presence is the message. The curtain falls slowly, but in this story, the applause never ends.